Greetings, everyone. Corey here. Time for another midnight review. And of course, we went to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. And man, if you saw the first Ant-Man and if you loved it, liked it, or you just thought it was okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp is pretty much everything, and if not better. It works on so many more levels. It helps bring out, the family issue with Scott Lang's character and his daughter. What happens, it's 2 years, I think, a little more. I think it's a little more than 2 years after the first movie, um, just barely. But it does take place before Infinity Wars, and it is a really good movie. So I do recommend going to see it if you like any of the Marvel MCU, especially if you like Ant Man. Pretty much has that same humor, if not more, than before. But yeah, so this movie takes place right before Infinity Wars, which, granted, it is released shortly after Infinity Wars. Um, so it's interesting to see what he was up to before, um, the biggest event of the summer happened, pretty much. And there are some. There is a mid credit and an end credit. End credit is not as important as the mid credit scene, which of course the mid credit scene will be after the fancy little regular credits, which has the bigger names compared to everybody who helped make the movie. Pretty much that's the regular credit scene, which you have to wait till the very end to see this little, like a 10-second thing. But like I said, the last very end credit scene, not that important. The mid credit scene is a lot more important. Pretty much gives you it shows what happened, what was going on with Ant-Man, why he wasn't with the whole Infinity Wars, the battles and everything like that. So it's cool to see that. Overall, man, Paul Rudd, great guy, man. He's just, I know, like a lot of the MCU movies that started going a lot more ad-libbed, which granted, of course, pretty much all Iron Man movies are all ad-libbed, at least as far as Robert Downey Jr.'s character goes. But Rudd just has a different feel. Like his snarkiness or his ad-libbing is a lot more. It feels more natural. I don't know if it's because of the editing or something, but it feels more like what a regular guy would pretty much say, which I think that works out for so many levels. Because yeah, this Ant-Man Scott Lang is just a regular guy that happens to be pretty smart, and he's trying to get his life together, being an ex-con. So it works out really well. Seeing the Wasp is really cool. Not as much development between him and her, but it's still really cool to see. The main villain, Ghost, I believe it's Ghost. Excuse me. She's pretty cool. The whole phasing thing is pretty neat how they did it. I would think it's probably a pain in the ass to try to, blend all those shots together to, show off that phasing aspect of her. But man, it's pretty cool what they do with it. Action scenes are really neat, really cool. Seeing Giant Man again is always fun, just for scale. Seeing someone that big. I mean, because the biggest person we've seen before is the Hulk. But now we've seen bigger guys, so that's pretty cool. What else? Music was pretty fun. Just the scenes alone, just the whole dilemma of what happened. Scott Lang is pretty much on Hank Pym's shit list, pretty much, and I don't know, man. It's just it has a good little twist towards the end. If you've seen the trailers, you know what's you've seen a lot of the big scenes, but also there's a lot of ones that you don't see, that aren't in the trailer. So that's good. There's still some mystery to this movie that isn't just spoiled with the trailers, which I think Disney's been doing pretty well with, especially for the Marvel movies. So kudos, because Warner Bros. Needs to take a little bit of a notes from them. I did see this in the Dolby Cinema. So with them, there was two showings. There's a double feature, I believe, that was like for 3D, but I don't really like 3D, so I didn't go see it. Which they had a little collectible coin, but for the Dolby Cinema people, we got an Ant-Man size comic. You can see here, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Dolby Cinema. Not focusing too well because this is a tiny Ant-Man sized comic, but it is a comic nonetheless, as you can see. So this is the prelude of what happened before this movie, pretty much leading up to it, and after the first Ant-Man. They are very nice and actually give you a little magnifying glass, so that's pretty cool. It actually has Ant-Man and the Wasp there, which I think that this was probably the one thing when I went to check in. They scanned my ticket off my phone, and I knew they were gonna give me, a special thing. They had the attendant has a little bag box next to him, and she reaches in, pulls out this little thing, and I grab it. I'm like, I don't know why I was expecting a full size comic. Excuse me. It's like it. I should have known better and not expected a full size comic, but originally I was actually thinking about bringing a bag and board for the comic so I wouldn't mess it up. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because this wouldn't really fit too well in there. I pretty much just threw this in my pocket. It stayed nice and clean, no bends, no nothing, so that's good. But yeah, this little comic kind of threw me off a little bit. It's actually pretty neat. I've actually read through it. It's pretty funny. Actually, I don't think it had a digital code. A lot of times, Marvel comics, they come with a free digital code for the comic you bought, which I love that about them. But I don't think this one did. I'll have to double check again, because you can miss it very easily with this font. It's like font like 2. But yeah, so the movie was very fun. It was very entertaining. There was some good drama, some good twist to it. The way it shot was awesome. You get to see everything, properly. You don't feel nauseous from a lot of stuff. I think if you see it in 3D, it would be really cool. Like I said, I'm not big on 3D, but I can see how when they shrink down and they're small and stuff like that, it's, the 3D is gonna look pretty cool. But I can't say for sure. It's just, like I said, I don't like 3D. It's just not. It's not worth it. I'd rather spend the money on seeing Dolby Cinema, better picture, better sound. But yeah, so great movie. Highly recommend it. If you've seen the first Ant-Man, definitely go see this. I don't think. Let me see here. As far as the next movie, honestly, there's not really much catching my eye right now. Not until probably Mission Impossible at the end of the month. Yeah, because then Mission Impossible, Disney's Christopher Robin. I don't know if I want to see the Megalodon movie, but maybe. But yeah, man, this summer feels pretty light compared to last year. I'm definitely not seeing Hotel Transylvania 3 or Skyscraper in theaters, just because. I mean, it's Hotel Transylvania 3. It's slapstick. It's sad because the one thing I hate about it is that we got Hotel Transylvania sequels instead of getting a Popeye movie, which, if you look into some history and stuff, you'll know Sony pretty much ditched the whole Popeye movie idea, which they did a little clip test footage for, kind of like what they did with Deadpool, and it's pretty much the same kind of style as Hotel Transylvania, which I like. I mean, there's very good fluid and action and animation that goes along with it. It really is vivid in every definition, as far as their movements, their expressions, and everything. So it feels like an old school, Looney Tunes cartoon. So it's cool, but I think a Popeye movie would have been a lot more fun. Probably because that's part of my upbringing. I loved Popeye growing up. Only reason I tried spinach, and spinach is okay. I don't mind it. I actually liked it for quite a while. But yeah, so nothing too much on coming up as far as movie reviews, but we'll probably have a Sunday Spoils this Sunday just to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp a little bit more. But till then, guys, later.